A warm welcome to one and all. Today, let's discuss about Dumpsite rehabilitation. Myself, Dr. V. Godwin Sharmila, Associate Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. First, let's discuss about what is Dumpsite rehabilitation. So, dumpsite rehabilitation is the open dumping of waste in the environment. The open dumping is usually followed in the economically developing countries since it does not have any fixed plan or procedure to manage these waste. It is usually induces the very potential risk and fear that it may causes the public associated health issues since the waste storage and the disposal facilities are not properly managed. So, this reclamation and the rehabilitation of dumpsters is one of the major sustainable landfilling process which has been followed throughout the world for about 50 years. So, the municipal waste has been disposed in a various form even though it contains the collection of both medical, toxic, hazardous, organic, inorganic, every wastes. It surely increases the public health and environment if this dump site was located in the nearby societal interference. So, it is necessary to determine the potential adverse effect prior to the waste disposal on the public, and the environment evaluation is also necessary to avoid the pollution. So to determine those extent of defect, the mass rate of both waterborne and the airborne pollutant must be determined. The extent of contamination from the disposal site and the transformation of pollutant during the organic method of degradation at the open dumping site, and also the concentration and the gradients of the pollutant which exist in the air, water, land surface need to be monitored. So the people who are highly involved in the treatment of the dump site process, as well as the population which was highly available near the dump site area, must be notified so that the total time period can be reduced at the dump site dumping of those waste, as well as the duration of exposure must be reduced prior to the disposal. So, the pollutant which may dumped as such in the open dumping places may causes the population more susceptible to the pollutant and may causes the excess generation of the health issue. So, to avoid this, the proper degree of compaction and the depth of solid waste and its characteristic must be determined prior, though the size of the site must be defined based on the locality and the issues and the area and the extent of the pollution occurs. The psychological effects regarding the public health issue fear must be taken into consideration. Then let's see about the scope of this dump site rehabilitation. The main scope is to reduce the dump site footprint and reduce the spaces for continuous operation must be provided with a proper liner or the relocation. So to impart to develop or enhance this rehabilitation process, proper planning and the designing is required. During this proper transformation of the material from one nature to the another nature in order to avoid the excess liberation of the toxic substances to the environment. So, this is the dam site assessment and the closure plan. First, initially stabilization of the slope is required. Then the final cover which has to be placed for preventing the pollution emission, and the proper drainage control system when the leachate has been developed, and the leachate and the gas management system must be monitored as must be well mannered. Fire control should be there to reduce the generation of the excess fire. Prevention of illegal dumping must be monitored, and the proper resettlement action plan and the security should be provided. Thank you.